Hello, everybody, and welcome. I need to switch Jules' green screen on. That would help, wouldn't it?
Oh, that'd be helpful.
Yeah. Hello. Hope you're well. Hope you're keeping good. Hope you're enjoying the lockdown.
You've all now seen my very, very unironed green curtain.
Yes, your very unironed green curtain. I have a green curtain, but it's not quite as unironed as yours, my love. So we've got a packed night for you tonight, guys. Absolute loads of stuff going on.
So much on this evening. Yeah.
So I hope you enjoy it. Obviously, as always, please do feel free to shout out if you can't hear me. It always seems to be me.
Or me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jules is never a problem. It's just me.
It's usually you.
So we'll just move him down here out of the way because he's, evening, Mr. Woodhouse.
Okay.
Nice to see you there, dear boy.
Weird.
He must have heard his name's been. He must have had his ears burning, that lad.
His ears were burning because Yeah.
Right, let's crack on, shall we? So, as always, we're going to. Good evening. Oh, thank you, Steve. We're going to bring on our first guest of the evening, who's going to get the show rolling with a whole bunch of this, that, and the other. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the lovely Lisa.
Hey, there she is.
Hello, evening, Steve. I wasn't quick enough to reply in the comments before I came back over to this screen. How you all doing?
Good, thank you, my love. Thank good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Half asleep, but yeah, good. I've got caffeine. I'll be all right in 10 minutes.
What is it with this week? Is everybody else sort of like in a doze? Is the sun and we've all like gone?
If the weather's changed, it's made me want to hibernate.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm enjoying a couple of days off, and I feel good for it. If I'm honest, I feel nice and refreshed right now. Although I've been sat indoors doing nothing. There you go.
Doing nothing, says the man who has pretty much a full-on studio now in his van.
Yeah. I know.
I've got a bit to do.
I've been seeing all your workings going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So.
It's expanded even more tonight slightly. My telly is not where it's supposed to be.
Oh, your poor wife.
It's kind of just here. You can't see it, but I need a second monitor, and I'm cheating and using my telly tonight. So, hey ho. Anyway, let's get things going. Let's get some rock and roll going. Let's get straight into the birthday shout out with the lovely Lisa.
Oh, thank you very much. There's a lot of them this week, so I'm going to scroll on through. Monday, happy birthday to Steve Goodman. Oh, I've all want them different. I'm all square, not circular.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Anne Roberts, happy birthday for Tuesday. And Dina, happy birthday. I hope you had a good one. And Annette Masters. So lots of dancers were born on Tuesday. Wednesday was Karen Newman. Happy birthday for Wednesday, Karen. And today we have our very own Dave Shillito. Hopefully we'll see you on Zoom later for a bit of a party fella. And Stuart Broadway. So I hope you're both having a good day and having a random lockdown birthday that is bringing you some birthday cheer. Tomorrow we have Virginia Woolf, Debbie Lagour, for those of you who remember Debbie, she used to teach for us many years ago, Maria Hilaire, if I've said that correctly, and Sharon Deckers. So happy birthday for tomorrow, guys. Again, I hope you have a good lockdown birthday, whatever you're getting up to.
Okay, I'm going to take you straight into the what's on, my darling.
I know, I would raise a drink to all of you birthday people, but I've left it somewhere that's not here. Sorry. Wait a minute when I'm off screen.
Okay.
What's on? Could you change the screen for me, Pete?
There you
Please?
go.
Thank you. What's on? So up and coming. This Sunday, which I believe is a workshop you need to book if you're interested, there is a Foundational Flair e-workshop on Sunday the 14th of June, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. with Emma, Wright and G. More information on Facebook. Surf around, you'll find it. If you'd like to do that, we have a weekly class with Emma this week as well. That'll be on Sunday via the Shelford and Guildford page. Weekly class with Veronica Oliver, which I believe is Wednesday, and that's by Mitchett. And weekly quiz in your pants with the one and only Mr. Steve Thomas, and that's Wednesday night. Go to check out Ceroc Evolution. And on that note, I think they're done with me.
Well, yeah, pretty much.
Are we sending you packing already?
Yeah.
It looks like it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we're done and dusted.
We've got so much to cram in. It's like, quick, next, on to the next, on to the next, on to the next.
I know. I'm going to leave. I'm going to raise that drink to the birthday folk, and then I'm going to settle in and watch
as well.
Right. Okay. Coolio. Well, thanks for popping in, as usual. Lovely to see you, my darling. We might catch up with you later. You never know. We'll see how things go. If we're panicked, we might phone you back, if we need to. So I'm going to go say bye bye to Lisa, everybody, because Lisa's going to go. Bye, my darling. Oh.
She disappears into the blue curtain.
She just disappeared. What is going on?
What's going on?
I don't know.
It
keeps losing your green screen, and I don't know why. Most bizarre.
I'm going to have to iron it before next week, aren't I?
Yeah, it was all working fine earlier. Right, what we want to do now is put you
My head's
into...
now. Well, that's weird. What's going on?
Yeah, some weird stuff going on.
That's very weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I'm going to sit down here.
Oh, I had this the other day, and I had to close it down and restart it, so we might just have to put up with it for a minute. We'll see how it gets on.
We'll sort it out in the interview.
Right, I'm going to put you into the promo, and let's see what happens here.
Okay.
No, green screen again.
And
it's just going to have to...
Green curtain again.
Oh, my goodness gracious me.
Oh, there we go. Blue curtain and half before it's disappeared. Never mind. We'll stick with that. Okay, so Saturday night summer solstice fundraiser party. It's going to be 3 hours of live shenanigans. There will be a solo class. There'll be a couples class. We've got umpteen guests coming on. Let me see who we've got so far. They've confirmed we've got Lindsay, and I think Andy's coming as well. Dan and Miranda. We've got Isabel, we've got Emma, we've got Veronica, we've got loads of guests coming on, and there's more that are checking their calendars for us as we speak. If there's anybody who wants to get involved, we are also looking into the possibility of getting some of the punters to come on the live as well. So if you're interested in that, ping us a message and we'll see if we can sort that out. What else have we got going on? We're going to have panel show quizzes. Lots of things. We're going to have a quiz. We're going to have a fib in your pants section, which is a little bit like Would I Lie to You, along those kind of lines. And then all the usual bits and pieces that you're used to from the Thursday nights we'll be having as well. But all sorts of different things. I believe Pete and I are going to be interviewed, so I'm quite terrified by that. I have no idea what they're going to be asking us, but the table's going to be turned on Pete and I, so we're going to be interviewed at one point as well. For those of you who haven't seen our GoFundMe page, we are doing this as a fundraiser. Basically, we want to keep the Thursday nights free for the ongoing future. But we are starting to rack up a few expenses, or Pete in particular. So the idea of the Saturday night is to do it as a bit of a fundraiser to try and pay off the expenses that we've been racking off and get a bit of money in the kitty for our ongoing expenses. If you haven't got any money, that's not a problem. It's all free to join in. But if you can afford to donate a few pennies, then we would be very, very grateful. I think that's it. Anything else you want to add to that, Pete?
Not much, except your green screen is going to be a bit of a thing now. Hold on, let me see if I can switch it off and switch it back on, see if I can clear it. No,
it's still there.
Okay, so there you go. So as Jackie says, Jules, you have a bandana to match me now. So
no, it's just
that's very weird, very strange.
I've just got a stripy bandana on. That's it.
I don't know what's going on there. Thank you, Steve Whitefoot, for reminding us. We almost completely forgot one of the most important things of the evening, and that is the So drinking game. Yes. If you're not used to this, I do say so a lot. It's going to be really interesting later on because we have some... not later on, next week. Next week. I'm looking forward to next week because I'm going to be drinking a lot next week.
We've got our two guests are from Ceroc.
Yes.
So that's as well as Pete's usual amount of saying so's, they're going to be the extra ones on top of that. So next week is definitely the week to be playing the So drinking game.
Yeah. Hello, Joe. Nice to see you.
Hello, Joe. There we go. That's one of tonight's guests.
Yeah, someone we do know is coming on a little later on.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So there you go. Time for. Do you know what? I'm not holding a beer. This is unusual. I haven't been to the fridge yet. I will sort that out shortly. But
Yeah.
before I do,
Okay,
we're doing a little promo tonight for the lovely Isabelle of Ceroc, France, and Karine over there. And as you know, they are building a flash mob. So I'm just going to remind everybody of this flash mob capability that is out there. So this is something that Ceroc France have set up. Now, in this little promo, you're going to see that both Jules and I and Heidi have all contributed a little bit, and this is a little snippet. Now, you can go to the Dance in Your Pants website, okay, and on there, I forget the actual number of the, it's 50D. It's 50D and it's taught in English, and Karine and her husband will teach you through the flash mob routine. And all they want you to do is learn the routine and send it to them. Now you can send it to Isabelle in France or Tim Santturner over here. So they would really appreciate your support by getting involved, doing a little video. Trust me, it doesn't take much. We did it in 17 takes. That's because we only did it. That's because we only did it in one afternoon, and we never argued once. And it was beautiful, and you know, we didn't make mistakes. We just wanted to improve on what it was we'd done. And there's Jules back in action again. See, it doesn't matter if you're a solo or a couple. Everybody can do it. So please do get involved, join the flash mob, and help out our colleagues in France. There you go, Isabelle at Ceroc, France. Dance in your pants. Okay, that's me done. Oh gosh, yeah.
No,
yeah.
still there, is it?
I wonder if I switch it. I tell you what, just for the.
Take my green screen off because I put my Skype one on.
Well, hold on. Let me try something. No, didn't solve
it. If you take my green screen off, I put it on in my Skype, so you can get rid of it now.
Oh,
just
okay.
switch it off.
There you go. Oh, maybe that's what it
are.
was. Green screen on green screen. I don't know.
No. I've only just put it on. I figured it's better to have my arm disappear into it than it is to have my head disappear.
Fair enough.
It's all fun and games.
It is. It is. Anyway, what do you think of it, Wayne? Cool. Right then. Next on the list is you.
Oh yes. I was waiting for you to hit play, but we haven't told them what's going on yet.
No, you haven't.
So I've had a couple of ladies contact me with a request for some solo dancing. We've been doing the couples intermediate thing for the last few weeks. And it is about time we did some solo stuff. So I've been scratching my head and thinking, well, what can we do for you? So I've come up with a new idea. And my idea is to do some Ceroc shines. So some of you know that my background is in being a salsa teacher. And as part of salsa, you have salsa shines, where you do fancy footwork, where you can break away from your partner and do a little bit of footwork before going back into dancing. So I thought, well, why can't we do that within Ceroc? So that's what we've done. So basically the idea is that it's footwork patterns that you can dance on your own now whilst we're in lockdown if you haven't got a partner, but they're also relevant for when we get back on the dance floor and you do have a partner. So I've kind of stolen footwork patterns from existing moves. And I'll give you a few other bits that aren't part of existing moves, but you could then still dance it with a partner. For example, when the guys sort of stop and give the ladies a bit of playtime, it's the sort of thing that you could use for that. So that's what I'm going to give you now, is a little short solo class for you to have a little go at.
Cool. And I'm going to go and get a beer.
Hello and welcome to the first of our Ceroc Shines classes, where we're basing some routines around the Ceroc footwork that you might find within some of the Ceroc moves you dance with a partner, but this time we're doing it solo. So we're going to start with a rock and walk. So we're stepping back on the right foot, so we're going to rock back and rock forward onto the left foot. We walk forwards, walk, walk. We're then going to rock forwards onto the right foot, rock back onto the left, walk back, walk, walk. We'll do it again. So rock, rock, walk, walk, rock, rock, walk, walk. Okay, so this is footwork from the ladies' point of view. For the guys, you can dance it exactly the same way when you're dancing it solo. When you're watching it later when it's danced with a partner, you'll notice that it starts on the left foot, not on the right foot. Because the ladies are on their right foot, that means that we're not treading on their toes. And you would also be stepping forwards when she's stepping back to enable that kind of moving together to happen. But we don't need to do that when you're dancing solo without a partner. So let's try it one more time. Here we go. So we rock back, right foot, left foot, walk, walk, rock, rock, walk, walk. Okay, so that's your rock and walk. So the next move we've got follows a similar pattern, but we're going to add in mambos. And again, guys, when you would be doing this with a partner, you'd be on your left and you'd be starting with a forwards movement. But when we're dancing it solo, we're just going to do the whole thing, leading on the right, stepping back. So here we go. We're going to rock back on the right. This is your mambo, first mambo. Mambo forwards for 2, mambo back for 3. So 3 mambos. We're then going to walk forwards like we did with the previous move. So walk and walk. Mamboing again on the spot here, so 3 mambos. So we're going to go 1, 2 and 3 and reverse, walk back, 1, 2. So I'll show you that one more time. So 3 mambos, 1, 2, 3 and walk. 3 mambos, 1, 2, 3 and reverse. There we go. Okay, so that's your second move. Your third move follows the pattern of our rock and walk that we did in the first move, but this time, instead of adding the mambos in, we're going to add in a pivot. So you rock back on your right foot, rock onto your left foot, and as you walk forwards for your 2 steps, you're going to turn 180 degrees. So we step and turn, step and turn. So you're facing the opposite wall. Then we do exactly the same thing. We rock, we step and turn, and then we're back. And it doesn't really matter when you're dancing on your own whether you turn to your left or to your right as you pivot. Either is absolutely fine. When you're dancing with a partner, it's kind of obvious you can only turn one way because it only works when you're holding onto your partner in a certain way. So you don't really need to think about which way you're turning. So let's try that again. Here we go. We're going to rock, rock, walk and pivot, rock, rock, walk and pivot. There we go, once more for that. Here we go. Rock, rock, walk and pivot, rock, rock, walk and pivot. So let's put those 3 moves together. So we started with our rock and walk. So rock, rock, walk, walk, rock, rock, walk, walk. We then had our mambo and walk. So 3 mambos, 2, 3, 2 walks, 3 mambos, 2, 3 and reverse. Then we're into our walk and pivot. So rock, pivot and rock, pivot and back. As with all Ceroc moves, I've taught it in a sequence, but you can mix and match them at will, dance them in any order you like. If you want to dance the same move several times before you move to the next move again, that's absolutely fine. So you can freestyle this in exactly the same way that you'd freestyle partner moves. So with that in mind, let's dance through our whole routine. So we're going to go rock and walk, walk, rock and walk, walk. Mambos, 1, 2, 3, walk, walk. Mambo, 2, 3, walk, walk. Rock and pivot. And again, rock and pivot. And back. Okay, so there's your sequence. 5, 6, 7, 8. Rock and walk. Mambo and walk. Mambo again. Three moves that you can dance individually, and we'll show you a little bit later how you can dance those patterns in the context of moves within Ceroc. Hope you've enjoyed that. Thank you very much. See you in a bit.
Hello, and we're back.
So there you go. There's your first Shines class. We'll do a few of those each week. So gradually you'll build up a bit of a repertoire of moves that you can mix and match and freestyle at will.
Yep.
Get
Teaser
you to have a
time.
go at some point, Pete.
Sorry?
I said we'll get you to have a go at some point because I know how much you love footwork.
I've already done the footwork.
Not that one. Oh, I suppose you've done bits of it, haven't you?
It's coming.
Yeah, in the
It's
intermediate
coming.
class.
It's coming. There you go. Where are we? Right, it's teaser time. And the worst bit about teaser time is I always get nervous because I panic and think I've left it with the answer up. So, because we test it earlier, we just test it, and I always got to remember to make sure the damn thing is switched off.
Everybody close your eyes for a second.
Yeah, so I'm just
While
gonna
Pete makes sure he hasn't left the answer up.
Yeah, let's see what happened. Here we go.
Fingers crossed.
Phew. Okay.
Hey, that's all right. You got away with that one, Pete.
Got away with that. Cool.
But of course, because you haven't green screened me from your end, I now block off half the page. Best laid plans.
Oh, no. What it is?
Never mind,
right. Hold on.
It's okay. It's all right.
Yeah, I can try it.
Don't worry. No, there we are. That's
yeah.
worse.
That's even. Oh, that's quality right there. Now, yeah, we'll go back to that then. That's fine.
All right. So this week's teaser is accented hair. So as always, it's dance related. So there we go. If you work out the answer, don't post it in the comments. You can say got it or done it or something along those lines, but don't post the answer to give everybody else the chance who hasn't got it yet to figure it out. We will give you the answer a little bit later on, and before we give you the answer, we'll have a bit of a race to see who can post it. But I'll tell you when to do that. So don't post it until we tell you. Oh, hello, he's changing me to a
Yeah, I
circle.
moved you around a bit. It's the beauty of the live show. I can manipulate. I've got beer, by the way, blue beer.
You've
obviously.
got a see-through beer again,
special
yeah.
blue beer.
You got a see-through beer. I've got a see-through hat. There we go. All right. So what have we got coming up next? Oh, we've got our time travel special, haven't we?
Crikey, we're there already. Wow.
Yeah, we are. We're
yeah.
already there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Moving on. Yes, we have. And normally Jules does the intros, but I'm doing the intros this week.
This was your brainchild, so I thought I'd let you do the intros for this one.
Much to my surprise. So this week we've gone away a little bit with the norm of the feature teacher. It is a feature teacher interview.
Yeah.
But we called it a time travel special. And in this, we've got 4 teachers. Okay. We've got 2 teachers who are, shall we say, experienced. And we have 2 teachers that are very new. And this idea came about that we can have a bit of a comparison with the more experienced teachers and the new teachers of how things may or may not have changed over the years. And apparently it's been a few years for a couple of these people. I'm not going to say. I think they do say in the interview, but I'm not going to give it away too much. Anyway, we have a chap from Scotland called Franck Pauly, and he is with Ceroc Scotland, and they run in Glasgow on a Thursday and Dundee on a Wednesday. We have Joe Thompson. Now, a lot of you might automatically go, who's Joe Thompson? But you won't know her as Joe Thompson on Facebook. She's known as Joe Runnicles. Why she has one name for one and the other, I don't know, but it's one of those things. And of course, if you know Joe, Joe teaches and owns Ceroc Windsor at the Windsor Leisure Centre, and her classes are on a Wednesday night. And those that go to Windsor have seen me there occasionally because I do that as well. And then our new lovely late people we've got a Sarah Patten, and she's with Ceroc Heaven, and they teach on a Wednesday night at the Lincoln Hospital Social Club, and they start at 7:30 because I think it's something to do with the hospital. And Sarah actually was a teacher for many years in New Zealand, just like Emma Wright, and has come across and is redoing the teacher training to be qualified in the UK.
She's not really new.
Yeah. And along with Sarah is Laura Jane Harvey, who works for Ceroc Vision in Suffolk. And she works, their classes are on a Tuesday night at St Albans School. and a Thursday night at Bramford Village Hall, and she does the beginners on a Thursday night. So with that in mind, we're going to go straight. This is an interesting interview because we did this one in Zoom. We don't normally use Zoom. So new technology. Anyway, I'm going to put you into the interview. Again, as always, it was quite long. We had to whittle it down. It's in 2 parts, and this is part 1. So do enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week's special time traveller edition of Feature Teachers. We're having a break of the norm with our usual feature teacher slot, and we're having this time traveller section. And the reason we're doing this is we've decided to find some really interesting teachers in the country. A couple of them you may know, most of them you may know, or some of them you may never even have heard of, even though some of them have been around a little while. So let me introduce you to our guests. Obviously, Jules has spoken a little bit about who they are. We've got Frank, we've got Joe, we've got Sarah, and we've got Laura. Welcome, everybody. So thank you for joining us this evening.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Thank you. Thank you.
They don't know when to speak because they're not sure who's talking. So wave, chip in, we don't...
Just butt in, we don't care.
Yeah, butt in. We will shut... Well, butt in as much as you like to shut me up. Feel free. So let's get things kicked off. I'm going to invite Jules to ask the first question as always, so I don't have to think about it.
Okay, so I'm going to start with our newer teachers first. So can you tell us a little bit about your teacher training, what you had to go through in order to become teachers?
Laura, or am I going?
You can go, that's fine.
So we both got trained in January on the same course, funnily enough. And it's sort of a 3-stage process. You have to go for an interview, and if you pass your interview audition day, where they test out your dancing and test your knowledge of one of the moves, then you get to go back for the training. And so we start out with learning a whole bunch of moves at home. They give you the scripts, they give you the videos to watch, and you kind of cram in as much as you can. And then I'm going to hand over to Laura to finish the story.
Yeah, so you basically you go to London to head office. You're in the studio. They call it the dungeon, which is my favourite name. And you spend a week in there, and you drill all your moves. You learn to be word perfect. You're normally in front of like a panel. So we had Tim training us, Tim Santana. He's such great fun and a real character.
I did mine too. He is, yeah.
He just brought so much energy to our course and just infused us so much with bringing our own energy and stage presence into what we were learning and teaching. And then at the end of the week, you do your exam, and if you pass, that's it, you're a teacher.
Well, hey.
Fantastic.
And you get heaps of feedback on your dancing in that week. So it's designed not just to help you to learn to teach, but also to help you be a better dancer. So that's really helpful, I think.
I think that does automatically happen when you do your teacher training. It kind of, they say the best way to learn something is to teach it, because you have to know it so much inside and out. Yeah. So you guys have done your beginners. So what happened with your intermediate? Because that's a separate course, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it was all good to go. We were learning our moves like crazy, and the course was booked for April, unfortunately.
Timing.
So right when the lockdown happened, we were within a couple of weeks of going, and it all had to get cancelled, which was such a shame. And I've done very little work since, but don't tell Tim.
We won't let him know this episode is happening. Tim, don't watch.
No, don't listen.
Don't listen. So I guess you're both in the same boat with that then. You're both sort of in limbo for the time being then.
Yeah, until kind of the coronavirus kind of crisis is over. We're just waiting for new dates. Unfortunately, I can't practice at the minute. I don't have any other dancers nearby.
Yeah.
Can't socialise. I've not danced at all, so
that's really
I'm kind of eager to get back, but it's really strange.
Curiosity, so where are you guys actually going to be based now as teachers?
Eventually.
Yeah. Which
So
venue?
I teach in Ipswich.
Yeah.
And I'm teaching in Lincoln.
Cool. Right. Well, the best bit now is the bit I've been waiting to hear is I wonder what Joe and Frank went through when they did their teacher training. Would you like to enlighten us, ladies and gents?
Frank, do you want to go first?
Sure, of course, Joe. I was going to say ladies first, but you know. Well, in some ways, it was very similar. There was a beginner's course, there was an intermediate course, there was an audition of some kind. It wasn't as formal as it is now. Like to put in perspective a bit, it says 1992 in my background there, but that's 30 years ago, 30 plus years ago. I mean, it's, when I learned, first of all, it was James Cronin who started Ceroc in the UK, and he's the one who did my interview, my audition, and also my training. I think that was one of the last couple. He only did it for a few years. Him and his sister had just sort of taught us how to teach. So it was quite similar. I mean, I don't know that you were being nice or kind about the training, but I mean, what I remember from it is the intensity, the tears,
Yeah,
the humiliation. And I don't know what the exam is like now, but at the time for us there was a bit of a watching, but mostly we had to teach a whole class in front of a camera, nobody else in the room, just a camera, a blinking light, and you had to do your whole class pretending there was a whole audience of Cerocers in front of you, and that was incredibly difficult. So,
Gosh.
yeah. So that was that, yes. And then the same thing, I think we still had to do 3 months of beginners classes and then start intermediate class after we'd passed our intermediate course. And how was yours, Joe?
Yeah.
it was similar actually. I think we did have a beginners and intermediates course as well. I did my training as well with James in James and Janie's front room in Hammersmith. And I was absolutely so lucky in that the other person that was on my training was Victor. So it was myself and the lovely Victor, who is very sadly no longer with us. But wow, what a partner could I ever, hoped for my teacher training course, to be dancing with him. He was just the best and still is the best, I think. So we did a week there and it was really intense. I just remember it being really intense. And then we went to, I think we went to most of the London nights in the evening. So we went to SW1 Club. We went to somewhere, I'm not sure whether Fulham was open around there, but there was something in Fulham around there. So we went to various different nights to practice in the evening, which I think is something you do on the course now. Is that right? Do you go and spend time in various different venues? But anyway, that's what we did. And yeah, it was great. It was really good. 1993, I did mine, which makes me sound very old. But yeah, similar, but yeah, probably quite scaled down compared to what it's like now.
So, and of course, for those, just in case anybody doesn't know, where do you guys actually teach?
Well,
sorry, yes, go, Jim.
I teach Windsor, so I actually run Windsor. I'm a franchisee for Windsor as well, and I teach at Windsor. And I've taught mainly in Windsor over the years, but in a couple of other venues locally, so Stoke Poges, Maidenhead, Burnham, a couple of places around there. But Windsor is my venue.
And I started classes in Scotland, so I currently teach in Glasgow mostly, but I started Glasgow, Edinburgh, Dundee, Aberdeen, Inverness, Stirling, Perth, you name it.
Yeah. So you know what? It's
been around.
It's just made me think with you saying dancing in Glasgow, and I know Joe has a connection, and I'm just wondering this whole 6 degrees of separation thing. So I know Joe knows who I'm possibly about to mention, but there's a Glaswegian bloke I know who dances, who is now a teacher. And I'm just wondering if you've met him or if he's ever danced at your venues, because he's got family still in Glasgow, I believe.
Jamie,
that's Bill Cooper.
Oh yes, of course, Bill. I do know Bill, of course.
Yes, excellent. I just thought, because I know where Bill started. I think, if I'm right, isn't that right, Joe? Did he not?
Yeah, Bill used to teach for me actually in when I ran classes in Stoke Poges.
Yeah.
Well, actually, he started dancing with at the Old Trout when he used to be at the Old Trout. A fantastic name for a venue that was.
Yeah.
and that was in Windsor, and it was an amazing gig venue actually, which is really famous because the Stones played there, lots of really famous bands played there, but it was this really tiny little sort of decrepity type place, but a brilliant gig venue. And Bill joined us there. Then, as I say, he danced with me. I don't know for how long, not that long probably. And then he did his teacher training and set up his own nights. So,
It just struck me now. I completely didn't think about it until whilst we were chatting that it was the Glasgow connection. I thought, oh, I wonder. Strange things you learn as you go through this. So one of the other questions. Oh, every time I say so, if you don't know, everyone's taking a drink right now. I do apologise.
A drinking game goes on.
Drinking game that we have in the show because I can't help but say so. I apologise for that. Now, my next question, and I'm going to come to Joe and Frank first on this one, is can you think of a move which was a beginner's move when you started that is no longer a beginner's move that Sarah or Laura might not have heard of?
Oh, right. Give me a minute. I've got my manual.
Yeah. Oh, lovely.
Can you believe that?
I want to see that.
Years. Okay. Hold on a second.
I should say I've been dancing a very long time, so be good if I don't know it.
Wow. Let me see what I can find in here. Oh God, they're all looking pretty familiar, actually.
Did you have to dust the cobwebs off of it?
Off the top of your head, Joe.
I had to dust it off because I got it out the cupboard. Got it out the cupboard, and these were called the Ceroc First Diploma moves.
Ooh.
I don't think there's anything in here actually that you wouldn't have known. The only ones I can think of, the arm jive. Did you know that? Arm jive?
Laura, doing the arm jive?
But everyone starts doing the arm jive.
Demoed that many times.
Yeah.
Laura, have you done the arm jive?
Oh, she's muted.
Are you there?
Laura's muted.
Laura's muted. What's going on?
Sorry, Laura. I do apologise. Let me see if I can unmute you.
Oh no, she can't unmute.
Can't speak.
Censorship, not censorship.
Oh, this is interesting. Hold on, let's see.
Sorry,
there we go. She's back.
It was you, not me.
I muted the background noise and then couldn't switch it off.
See, this is it. Even when we're doing an interview, technical issues happen.
There's always it.
I thought, oh no, we have to participate for the rest of it. Quietly.
Talking hand signals.
Yes, I'm
glad you're back. I don't want to take all the questions.
So, what was the move we came up with, Joe?
Had you heard of the arm jive?
Heard of the arm jive?
Definitely heard of it, and we did have a special class that Kieran Moore taught us locally, where we did a lot of kind of quite arm jivey style moves, and that was quite good fun. But I think I've been dancing at least a year by that point.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think there's anything else. The only other ones are things like a shoulder slide, but all of these have morphed into the new moves really. So I don't think there's anything that would be particular. Left-handed push spin, figure of 8 hatchback neck break. They're all quite familiar moves, aren't they? So I can't think of anything else. Frank, any ideas?
There would have been something that was a beginner's move when you taught it that isn't now.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, a lot of the beginners' moves are now classic moves, aren't they?
Yes.
Well, yo-yo and in fact, the yo-yo was different when we were teaching as a beginner's move. So I think the yo-yo you know now is completely different to the yo-yo we used in the olden days.
Yeah, what I have noticed is how much the footwork's changed since I first danced in the UK, because I've been in New Zealand for the last 11 years teaching over there. And so it was really difficult coming back to find, one, all the move names were different to the ones I knew in New Zealand, and two, all the footwork was different. So what I thought I knew how to teach, I really didn't. I had to start all over again.
I took a break from teaching. And whilst I took the break, they changed the beginners' moves over. So when I came back and they gave me the routines that I was supposed to be teaching, I was like, I don't know what these moves are. So one of our taxi dancers was having to show me the move 5 minutes before I stepped on class to teach it. Utterly ridiculous. That's what happens when you take a break.
Yes, I found the perfect place to take a break when Jill says, let's have a break.
Cheesy. You're so cheesy.
Yeah.
So there we go. That's your part 1 of our time travel feature teacher special. We will come back a little bit later with part 2 and talk to our guests. We seem to have a million guests on the show this evening. So we've got 4 on our time travel. We've got Andy and Lindsay coming on a little bit later. We've had Lisa. It's just a party. We're having a party. Amazing.
I'm loving the. Just going through a few of the comments now. Ooh, the train with the kickboard change footwork together with it.
Yes, I remember the train.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice cheesy old moves. I love it.
Side to side, used to get a groan from every time it was taught.
I actually taught a side to side not so long ago. I have to confess, I taught an over 50s class for a little while. It was a mixture of different things. So we had a bit of salsa, a bit of merengue, and we occasionally had a modern jive class. And most of them were getting on a little bit and not very coordinated. And I was racking my brains and thinking, and they didn't like footwork. That was the joke of it. They didn't like footwork, and they didn't like spinning. And I was racking my brains and thinking, what can I do with them that doesn't involve spinning, doesn't involve footwork? So we ended up with a side to side one particular time. But they enjoyed it. So there we go. Yeah, there's life in the side to side yet.
Yeah. Right. Teaser time. Let's go back to teaser time.
All right.
See how good Jules looks in teaser time.
I'm in a circle. I'm good. I'm all right. So accented hair was your teaser. So now is the moment. If you have managed to solve the teaser, write your answers in the comments now. And we'll have a bit of a race to the answer. So see who can be quickest to get the answer in. So write your comments. So accented hair. That sounds like somebody's got hold of the bunny rabbit and dyed it purple or something. Yeah. They like accented hair.
I can confirm that here in the studio we are waiting for the answer.
What did you say?
I said I can confirm here in the studio we are awaiting the answer.
Oh, I don't know if can they hear you? I take it they can hear you.
Oh yeah, they can hear me. Yeah, no one's placed yet.
So has anybody got it yet? I can't see the comments.
No one yet.
Oh yeah. Oh, nobody's got it yet.
Nobody's
this is
got
a hard
it
one.
Where's Britta? Britta's usually on these like lightning.
Yeah, absolutely. I came up with this one, so I'm rubbing my hands with glee because normally, like within 10 seconds, somebody's posted, "Oh yeah, I've got it." I was like, "Ah, damn it!" So I'm hoping.
I was thinking the capital letters would have thrown them.
Yeah. So reimagine it with small case and see if that helps you at all.
Yeah, two different letters.
Yeah. There's nobody solves it. All right, okay.
No. It's 2 words. Or we might have to come back to it.
Yeah, I was going to say we'll give you another 20 seconds, and if you haven't got it, we'll move on, and we'll come back a little bit later and give you the answer.
Hold on. Britta, hold on. She said, hold on. I'll just relocate that. Hit that.
Because I'm not see through at the moment.
No.
I'm getting quite excited that this is a tricky one.
Hold on. I can't.
Have we foxed you? We finally foxed you. Been doing this shit for about 10 weeks, and we finally managed to fox you.
Why can't I get? Hold on, I'm not having that. I can't move.
I am rubbish at these things. No. Pete sometimes comes up with them, and I sometimes come up with them. When Pete comes up with them, he sends them to me, and I sit there and I'm like, I have no idea. I can't solve it for love nor money. He has to give me clues. So I think have we got it? Anything there? No.
Nobody's got it this week, amazingly.
All right, okay. All right, we'll leave it running then. We'll come back a little bit.
I think we should, and if it comes up, we'll come back to it. That's
Wow, could this be the first week where nobody gets it?
Very, very strange, very rare.
No cheating in putting it into anagram solvers.
Yes. Well, okay. While they're thinking about it, we're gonna put the class on, and show you this week's intermediate class, and hopefully by the time we come back, somebody will have got the teaser. So this is your intermediate class.
Thank
Enjoy.
you again, Heidi, for being my body double.
As always.
Welcome back for our intermediate couples part of the routine. So this is where we show you how you can apply some of the footwork patterns that we did as part of the shines with a partner. So we're going to start with a neck break walk. So it's guys left hand, ladies right hand. So step back and signal like you would for a short neck break. We're stepping in side by side, left hand to the left shoulder, right arm in front of the ladies. Transfer the hand, guys, from your left hand to your right hand. Ladies pivot, and we're both going to take a step back on that right foot. Lovely. Okay, from here, guys, the arm round the lady's shoulder is going to nudge forwards as we take 3 steps forwards. So here we go. We're going to walk 1, 2, and 3. On the 3rd step, I want you to put gentle pressure downwards on the lady's shoulder. And guys, bend your knees slightly. And that indicates to the ladies that we're going to stop in our tracks and we're going to reverse. So we're going to pull back gently on the lady's hand to lead her backwards. I'm going to take 3 steps back. 1, 2, and 3. So we should be back on our right foot at this point. From here, use the arm around the shoulders to nudge her in front of you. Slide the hand down off the shoulder, and hopefully she'll turn back round to face you. So there we go. So that footwork in that one was the rock and walk footwork that we did earlier. So hopefully you can recognize that as we go through the move. So let's do it again. Here we go. We step back and we signal up at shoulder height. Step in side by side. Transfer the hand and step back. And walk forwards. 1, 2. Gentle pressure on the 3rd step. Reverse. 1, 2, and 3. Nudge and pull down to turn the lady back round to face you. Fabulous. Okay, so moving on to the next move. So the next one we've got is a comb and mambo walk. So there's quite a bit of walking in this routine. There won't always be as we go forwards, but that just happens to fit with the footwork patterns we've done earlier. So we're comb and mambo. So right to right, give a little nudge and step back. And step in to turn the ladies on the spot. Take the hand over the head into a men's comb. So placing your hand, guys, onto the lady's arm so you can use that to lead the mambos and walks that we're about to do. So we're going to do 3 mambos, guys on the left foot, ladies on the right. So we're starting towards the ladies. So step towards her and step towards the guys. And one more time towards the ladies. So that's your 3 mambos. So I'll just explain this next bit first. Guys, you're going to take 3 steps backwards, but I'm going to call it 2 because the 3rd step becomes the first of your next 3 mambos. Okay, so just to clarify. So here we go. So guys are going to step back. You're going to step back for 1 and 2. And that 3rd step back becomes another set of mambos. That's mambo number 1. We mambo towards the ladies for 2, towards the guys again for your 3rd mambo. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to walk towards the ladies. Ladies are going to take 3 steps backwards. Guys, you're going to take 2 steps forwards, and then your 3rd step is on the spot, enabling the lady to step away from you. If I can get the guys to show you what I mean. So here we go. We're going to go step number 1 towards the lady, step number 2 towards the lady, and step number 3, Heidi steps back, Pete steps on the spot, and that gives them that stretch so that they can catch guys left to ladies right at the end of the move. There we go. So that footwork, hopefully you will have recognised from earlier, was your mambo and walk forwards and back. All right, so have a look out for that this time. So right hand to right hand, give a little nudge and step back. Step in to turn the lady, comb over the head. Here come your first 3 mambos. Here we go. So mambo 1, 2, and 3, and walk. 1, 2, back into the mambo. 1, 2, and 3, and 3 walks. Guys stopping on that 3rd walk, and ladies continuing to give you the stretch to finish. Fabulous. All right. So when you finish that move, guys, I want you to offer your spare hand, and ladies take it, and that will take us nice and seamlessly into the next move. So our 3rd move is a basket about face. So guys, your left hand wraps the lady in by your side. So we're side by side, hip to hip. We're going to step back on the right foot, lowering the hand into that basket position. So guys, instead of lowering it right the way down to hip level, which you would normally do, I want you to lower the hand only onto the lady's nearest shoulder. That's going to help you to lead the next part of the move. From here, we're going to do a walk and pivot. So I want you to start walking forwards And as you do so, guys, you're going to turn towards the lady, taking your left arm towards her, wrapping that arm around her shoulders, pulling slightly with the right hand to cause you both to pivot. And I want you to keep walking backwards until you take a step back with your right foot. Fantastic. We're then going to do exactly the same thing, but in the opposite direction. So we're going to walk forwards, taking your right arm towards the ladies, and we pivot, and again, keep walking until you step back on your right foot. So you're aiming to have your left hand on the lady's shoulder, your right hand down by the lady's waist. Yeah, you can do this one with both hands at waist level, but it feels a bit more awkward to do that. Okay, so to come out of this, guys, you're going to raise the left hand, unwrap like a normal basket. Good, and then we're going to return the lady with the left hand, letting go with the right to finish guys left, ladies right at the end of the move. So hopefully you recognise the footwork within that. We've got a rock, walk and pivot that we did earlier. All right, so it's both hands. Let's do it one more time. Stepping back, wrapping in for the basket, and stepping back, placing the hand on the shoulder. We're going to walk and pivot. Lovely, stepping back on the right foot. Good, and again, walk and pivot. Stepping back on the right foot. Raise the hand, turn the lady out, and finishing with that little anti-clockwise turn. Fabulous. Okay, let's link the whole thing together. So we started guys left, ladies right for a neck break walk. Step back and signal. Stepping in, transfer the hand and step back, and go for a walk. So 3 walks forwards, 1, 2, gentle pressure on the third, and reverse, 1, 2, 3. Nudge to turn out, straight into our comb and mambo walk. We turn the lady, comb the guys, and we mambo for 1, 2, and 3. Walk towards the guys for 1 and 2. We mambo for 1, 2, and 3. We walk towards the ladies for 1, 2, releasing on 3. Offer that spare hand, and we're straight into the basket. We wrap the lady in, and stepping back. Hand on the shoulder, walk and pivot. Back on the right. Good, walk and pivot again. Back on the right, turn the lady out, return, and step back. Fabulous. Okay, shall we try that to music? Starting with our neck break walk, transfer the hand and go for a little walk, downward pressure and reverse. Turn the lady out and we're into our comb and mambo walk. Here we go, so 3 mambos and walk towards the guys, 3 mambos again, walk towards the ladies, offer the hand and we're into the basket about face. Hand on the shoulder, walk and pivot, and again walk and pivot. Turn the lady out, return to finish. Fabulous. That's it for today. Thank you very much, guys. Hope you've enjoyed that. Have a little go at home and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Aha.
Okay, so we got there in the end. Britta, I believe, was the first one to get it. I think Michaela also said she'd got it, and Andrew White, I think, got it as well. So well done for those of you who got it. Pete, do you want to, there we go, dance teacher, it's hidden, you can't see it. Dance teacher was the answer that we were looking for. So we got there in the end, so that was a tricky one. So well done if you got it. I'll try not to be quite so mean next week. Who am I kidding? I'm going to be really mean.
Yeah, we got there in the end. Right.
We got there in the end.
Very quickly then, before we go into Feature Teacher Part 2, and after that, coming up after that, we've got our Ceroc celebrity guests coming on. But before we do that, I'm going to just do a little bit of this. So, as you know, at the end of the live show, we now have what we're calling the after show party, and we do that in Zoom. A Zoom room will be up and running in a short while, and you'll be able to go straight into that. Bits falling down. And so you can go into the Zoom room and join us for a chat, an after show chat, and also I'll put some tunes on. So we set it up in advance, and Kev Cook will be in there as co-host for me, and he'll welcome you, and you can all have a chat about the show. And then, of course, as usual, we have the great sing-along towards the end, which is optional. And Dave Shillito, bless him, even on his birthday, because it's Dave's birthday, don't forget. So come along and wish Dave happy birthday, if nothing else. We'll do the sing-along bit. He'll put the lyrics up so you can all sing along for a giggle, and then we can chat some more. So come on over. It'd be lovely to see you there. Crikey.
Pete.
Yeah.
I have caption votes question mark on my running order list. Are we gonna risk that tonight?
I think we should try it.
Yeah.
I think we should try it. What's the worst that can happen?
Well, judging by my green screen episode this evening.
Yeah. So we're going to go when we get to the caption competition. We're going to try a little interactive. So normally we pick the winner. However, we've picked three. He says with 4 fingers. Three are in the running. Three are in the running. But you get to decide who wins.
Ooh.
And we'll explain that a little bit more after the when we finish Feature Teach Part 2. It should be a bit of fun. Hopefully it'll work. Fingers crossed and all that gubbins. Anyway, before all that, we're going to run you into the second part of Feature Teacher, the time travel special. So sit back and enjoy part 2.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say as well, when we first started, it was a lot more bouncy than it is now. Wouldn't you say, Frank?
Yeah.
It was really bouncy, and we used to have this thing that everyone called the Windsor step, which was like a bit of a step ball change in the middle of every time you sort of stepped, you did this like step ball change thing. It was absolutely nuts. And if you watch it now, it just looks, well, it was much more bouncy and much more army like that, basically.
Yeah, it's a lot smoother now, isn't it? And even the kind of tendencies towards silk and those kind of styles, it has sort of smoothed everything out a little bit.
Definitely, it's a lot more. It's a lot easier on the elbows and the shoulders. That's for sure.
Absolutely. I remember the old. You have to do a semicircle and step back with the hands.
Yeah, that was it. The semicircle.
I still sometimes do that. It's just.
I assume that's no longer part of the training.
No,
No,
definitely.
you get told off for that now.
Passing the wheel between your hands.
That's quite cool, because I've danced with a few ladies who kind of back-led that, and I've been thinking, what the hell?
Now you know why.
What the hell is that? Thanks.
Because they just went like that with their arms, and I just thought I was going back. I was like really confused.
I must have demoed 100 classes where it's semicircle and step back, and the trouble is it's so ingrained in your muscle memory after a while, you expect it.
It's keeping up with the changes, and that's the thing. Like, obviously, you guys, apart from obviously Sarah, who's done 11 years in New Zealand, which was something we only discovered the other day, which is cool. So she knows what she's doing. You're like Emma Wright, who was the same situation. She was in New Zealand. You didn't learn from Emma Wright by any chance, did you? Because apparently she tried to do it all on her own. There's a story about that. If you watch this week's show, the interview, last week's show. I should say last week's show it'll be, but this week for you guys now. Yeah. No, hold on, I'm confused.
It gets very confusing. For those of you watching, we record the interviews a week in advance, or a week and a bit in advance, and then we can never remember which week we're talking about.
But Emma was
whenever the interview was.
She learnt over there and then came over here, but they kind of did their own thing a little bit because it didn't exist when she started. So that was really fun to hear that, and it just made me think. I thought, oh, if you know Emma now, another person.
Right, no. She must have come back when I came.
All the moves that you've been doing for, in your thing. Do you have like a fave move that you enjoy, either teaching or just dancing? Is there anything that springs to mind? All 4 of you.
First of all, like we were talking about the different styles and how it's smoother now. I think so in the last 30 years, what I've noticed is not even just that things got smoother, but there's fashions that keep coming. When we were getting trained, Joe and I, it was the big fashion was Lindy Hop, so everything was bouncier. The influence was Lindy, partly because James Cronin's sister was really into Lindy. She did lots of Lindy classes, and she was getting a lot of inspiration from it. After this, we saw a big salsa move, and then we saw a lot of hip hop inspiration. I can't remember exactly when, but towards the 2000s, there was a lot during the champs, like hip hop, and lots of really cool movers from this. Sir was a big influence by salsa, and he did lots of cool stuff like this. And then eventually we did see the whole West Coast swing influence coming in, and the technique and the connection. And then recently, again, I think tango was having a huge influence on Ceroc just now. So it's quite interesting to see the different periods. Every 8 years or so, there's a new flavor of the month trend of dancing, which influences and what I like about Ceroc is that it's exactly that. It's just, we take all those influences, let's bring it in, let's turn the moves and as for my favorite moves, I got a bit of a reputation in my first 15 years or so as being the comb man. I love the comb. So
I wish. I vaguely remember combing.
Polishing, Pete. But your move was the polish.
I used to teach it like they had to be in Happy Days, the old series from the 50s, and you have to sort of take the comb from the back of your pocket and then do like the fonz.
I've heard of Happy Days.
Don't give Pete ideas. First class back, that's what he's going to do now.
The best of us always nick stuff.
Imitation is a sincerest form of flattery. There you go.
Absolutely. All right. I'm just checking up my list. Where are we at next, Jules? Where are we going?
I'm talking to the newer teachers now, so Sarah and Laura. You guys haven't got your intermediate routines, your intermediate training yet, but I assume you've got your hands on all the my brain's gone dead. All the facilities and material, the intranet, and all those kinds of things. So is that how you would put your routines together? Have you been practicing putting your routines together for that at all?
To be honest, not yet here, but I'm really, really grateful that there is so much more resource here for putting routines together, because when I was putting routines together in New Zealand, it was really much down to me and my partner to come up with stuff every week, and we keep a record and we try and be really precise about it. But we didn't have all the manuals and the online access, whereas over here it seems like massively much better organized, but also probably a little bit more prescriptive. And so, you've got to have a classic move and you've got to have this. But I was just about to start kind of practicing doing one of the intermediate moves each week as part of the routines. But we basically, the way I'll be doing things at the moment is the stuff I needed to learn would be the stuff I'd be putting in the routine. So I'd be taking what I was worst at and giving that my best shot, probably.
Good plan.
How about you, Laura? Similar sort of process?
Yeah, so I've had a little look around the internet and kind of seen what's there, and it looks quite exciting. But my current teacher has shown me the spreadsheet she uses to keep track of which moves she does at her venues. And I thought that's a really clever idea, so that you're not repeating yourself too often, and you're like working out what different things you can do, what different techniques you can add in, and not keep doing the same things each week. And I thought I'm definitely going to steal that. It's a really good idea.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
So how about Joe and Frank? Did you have resources back in the day, or is this something that's brand new?
Not really like that. Not like the intranet. I mean, the intranet I think is a brilliant resource actually, and I do use it quite a lot. Just because I'm getting old, I can't remember the moves, so it's quite useful to get on there and actually have a look and remind myself, and just refresh my memory of what else there is out there to do. So I use it quite a lot actually for creating routines.
Yeah, I think I'm sort of still quite old school that way. I mean, I do use the internet just to sort of, but what I tend to do with the internet is I just sort of pick a random number, or ask my demo to pick a number, and then if she says between 1 and 45, and then if she says 12, I go to page 12 on the internet. There.
Find something.
Yeah, but the rest of it, I like to still feel my routine sort of organically. So
yeah.
have to dance them. If I have a partner, or even if I don't have a partner, I'll just sort of air move with my partner.
Yeah, I do a bit of that as well. I tend to get a starter move and then kind of go from that, really. Sometimes you just need a bit of inspiration for where to start.
Yeah.
And I think you were saying it was prescriptive, maybe having, you know, the classic move and all that stuff. And I kind of agree with this, but I think for me, forcing myself to take one of the classic moves I haven't done for a while actually spurs my creativity. And also, I don't think, even though it says we should have, you know, a classic move every week, and this is just really to help us that we can always do a completely different intermediate routine. And I also like the new stuff that you're going to discover soon, you know, but we have those, you know, Tim's done a whole series of classes where a move is taken with the move of the month. So that's really inspiring for, you know, for myself as well, just to sort of go through it. Even if I create my own routines from this, we take one move, teach it for a couple of weeks, and then the weeks 3 and 4, we take a more complex variation of that same move. So there's a lot of help, you know, that is happening now. And I think that possibly Joe's the same, but the way we've kept fresh and up to date with all that stuff, because it's really easy to sort of stay stuck in, you know, in the 90s. We're lucky enough as franchisees that we've trained a lot of teachers.
Right, yeah.
Every single time we train, well, we hire or select a new teacher, we go through the training with them, getting them ready to learn all the stuff. And I really empathize with you, you know, Sarah and Laura there, because I know how tough it is. But we do that, and every time they come back, we have to practice with them, and it forces us to rethink the way we teach based on the new kind of approach that is being taken. So the system really works.
Keeps you fresh. Just to explain the internet for our viewers, because you've probably no idea what we're talking about. It's basically a huge database that we've got access to. So there's all of the Ceroc moves are on there. There's little video clips to show you each of the moves and how you go about teaching them. And there's a function on there where you can create classes if you want to, or you could just take the moves and create your own classes from it. But it's a massive database that the teachers have got access to help them to create the routines and things. I think there's a DJ section as well, but I don't know what's on there. I don't know whether Pete's saying, oh, is there?
News to me.
Filter by difficulty, you can filter by left hand to start, right hand to start, double hand to start. You can filter by more dips and drops, things that are only for special classes. You can really have a proper tailoring of, you know, your favorites.
Yeah, and there are hundreds of moves on there, so you never have to be stale. There's always fresh stuff that you can have a look at.
It's almost like we're debunking the theory that teachers know what they're doing. But it's all there for them. But no, I've been fortunate because obviously me and Jules work together, and I've worked with Joe, and many a time I've been behind the stage with Joe. I'll finish that sentence quickly. Behind the stage with Joe with a phone. I better keep going. But she showed us the routine of Tim Sant's little videos, and she's saying, "This is what we're doing tonight. This, and this," and that's really cool because it's just the way it works. It's sometimes it's easier, and again, it's a nice visual, and then we get to practice it and go on. It's far a brilliant way of working, Joe, compared to the way I have to suffer.
Yeah.
Oh, you wait till we're back.
Scrap piece of paper going, this, and this. But I think she does get it from the internet initially, so yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Filmed from there.
Some fantastic stuff there. I genuinely wish we could talk a lot longer, and I'm sure we could, and go into tons and tons of stuff. More and more, but we're gonna call it roughly about there because I might have to edit it, I don't know, and these things go on and on and on sometimes, so we thought we'd keep it nice, short and sweet, and change the format of the interviews a little bit this week, and this is what we've done, because we know there are people out there who watch the show and sometimes they go, oh, I don't know these people, and that's the whole point of this show, especially this feature thing, is for you to get to know more and more teachers, because whilst we're in the lockdown, what else have we got to do? You also get to know, who knows, if you're getting on a plane or a train or a car in the near future and you're popping up to Glasgow, that's the man to go see. If you're going to Ipswich and you're going to Windsor, and I'm trying desperately to remember the last one now.
Lincoln,
that was it, Lincoln. There you go.
Miles from anywhere.
Remember, the trick is, especially if you're new dancers or old-time dancers, always carry your dance shoes with you, especially if you're on
Put them in
business.
your car.
It's brilliant because if you go to if you're on business and you've got nothing to do in the evening, you're thinking, what do? I'll put money on it. There's going to be a venue within distance somewhere in the country that you can go to on your own if need be and have a cracking night. And these guys are the people to come and see, and they'll sort you out. They'll look after you, and they'll give you an awesome night. Trust me. I've been to Joe's. That's kind of like goes for everybody. Anything you want to add on the end of this, Jules, before we wrap up?
No, just a very big thank you to all of you for your time, for coming and chatting to us.
Yes, thank you so
Our pleasure.
much. We will put links and everything to your venues, and hopefully the world and his wife will pick it up, and we'll go from there. Cool.
And good luck when you do your intermediate training, you guys.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
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 We're not really going. Hello, we're back.
We're back.
Well, we hope you enjoyed that little time travel experience, and I hope you got some nice information out of that. I did forget, I apologise, I was going to ask Jo to send me a copy of the manual, the Ceroc manual, and the membership card or something she had from when she started. It's like the old ration books, I think, kind of thing, isn't it? So maybe we'll get to see them in the near future. So a lot of love coming in for our guest this week. That's great. Make sure you tune in next week. And we've got a couple of belters coming in. Oh, Jo, bless her, she's watching. So thank you, Pete and Jules. Lovely seeing you. You're most welcome, Jo. Thanks for coming on. For those of you that might be confused, that Jo Runicles is Jo Thompson. She's got so many names, that woman. So many names. She's probably got 2 birthdays like the Queen, for all we know. So hope you enjoyed it. Anyway, moving swiftly on, we're going to now go live to our next guests of the evening. And we are so going to... Oh, well, I've got to pop that up before I go, because that's from Laura Jane, who was also here, watching herself in action. Lovely, Laura Jane. Hope you enjoyed that. Fabulous. And so we're going to go over to... I think I'm right. You are in Barry, aren't you? Yeah. Let's pop all the way over to Barry. Yes. And I'm looking down because I'm pushing buttons, because that's what I do. And who is it? Oh no, didn't work. Hold on. Oh, there they are. Hello.
Hey,
hello.
There we go. Hey.
See, I've got no background. Hold on. Let me switch off my picture-in-picture and make it fairer on me. Then hold on. I won't look so bad.
You're to the background. Yeah, you're floating at the moment.
Yeah, I'm floating. There we go. Does that look better?
That's better. Yeah.
Right. Hello. Good evening and welcome.
Hey from Barry.
So, for those of you that don't know, this is Andy or Lindsay. It's all fairly straightforward, isn't it? I think you should be able to work out that one of them is Lindsay and one of them is Andy, hopefully. And they're going to be on our Ceroc Celebrity Who Is It? Now, as you can see, there are your 6 questions. And it's pretty straightforward. We want your guesses. We want to know who you think is the answer to each question. Okay.
Kind of roughly in pairs.
Yeah.
If you read the questions through, you'll notice they're kind of roughly in pairs, which may give you a hint.
Yes, and they'll give you reasons why, and they'll chat more about that as we go. So we thought we'd give you a little look at that for them. But before we actually get into all of the questions and all the answers, whilst you start looking, we've got a special treat for you.
We do.
We do. Yeah. And I'm going to hand you over directly to Lindsay and Andy to explain it.
Okay, so I don't know if anyone has been noticing on Facebook. It's been quite rife. Are we still here?
Yeah, you're still there. It's me being silly buggers. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so there's been quite a bit of activity based on the 25 push-up challenge. Where I was nominated by the lovely Tim Stevens and my daughter Marcy was nominated by the lovely James Johnson. So we thought while you were actually doing your quiz, trying to work out who is who, that we would actually get on and do the challenge live and online. So to tell you about it, just basically, it's like a viral campaign done by the charity behind wants awareness about PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, and it's basically a way of getting everyone to know all about it, so we're a little bit more sympathetic. And if we can raise money in the meantime, that's amazing as well. So I'm going to grab my daughter. I don't know where she is, and we're going to try and attempt this without showing too much cleavage online. Darling.
Pete, just to bring your attention, I thought that we were going to have the questions showing so people can work out their answers.
Oh yeah, they can do. I can bring that. I can minimise them a little bit for you. Not a problem.
Yeah, we can't see the questions, darling. So
that's okay. We'll do both at the same time. There you go.
There we are.
There you go. You crack on. I'm just manoeuvring you about.
Okay, we're going to crack on with our 25.
Yeah,
fantastic.
You go for
Good
it.
luck.
Hang on, we're lowering on us.
Energetic.
Feel free to count along at home.
Yeah, absolutely. Are we ready? Just about on our knees. Here we go. 25. 1, 2, 3. It's really hot. 5, 6, 7.
Good view from back here.
Good view from here as well.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
Go on, girl.
16, 17,
Come on.
18,
Go on.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25.
Woo!
Is who we're nominating. Marcy, who are you nominating? Heather Lawson. Heather Lawson. Heather, new Queen of Ceroc, South Wales. And I'm going to nominate the beautiful Miles. Miles. I want to see his press-ups and see how good they are. Anyway, I'll manoeuvre back while you're all doing this one.
Right. Whilst you're coming back to me, I'm going to re-add us back in, and hopefully we'll be a little bit more organised. Hold on, I'm going to go tall. There we go. Oh, crikey. So we just chatted about doing this off air live, and I'm not going to fuff her out. You're on the screen. That's all that matters.
You're on top, guys. You're on top. Enjoy it.
There we go. Well done, guys. Yes, and nomination. Obviously, you must explain why Andy didn't get off his bum there.
Well, Andy doesn't do it anyway, but today he went out running. Go on, you can tell them.
I'm injured.
He's injured.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
My ankle.
Yeah, I think Miles is watching because he has replied.
Yeah,
I don't think he's best impressed with that.
Yeah, Scale was most impressed with that. Absolutely. So.
My arm's definitely getting stronger. Look,
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Muscles, girl, muscles.
How are the answers coming on anyway? Is there anything?
Right. Okay. So Maria's come up with an answer straight away. She's gone.
Maria, our
she thinks Lindsay, Andy, Lindsay, Andy, Lindsay. So Lindsay, make a mental note. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to see from you. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah. We haven't actually read out the questions yet, so perhaps.
No. So let's do that.
Let's do that.
Whilst we're still waiting. I'll let you do that.
Well, I'll start. We'll ping pong. So question 1: who has slept in Miles's bed? That's a little picture of Miles, by the way. If anybody doesn't know who Miles is, that's a little picture of Miles up there. Miles was also one of our caption victims a couple of weeks ago. Yes. He did the star thing with the girl that was upside down. So who has slept in Miles's bed is question number 1. You gonna read out the next one, Pete?
Yeah. So question number 2. And this again, it's not between me and Jules. Who has seen Miles naked? Andy
so the answer
or
to all of
Lindsay?
these is Andy or Lindsay.
Yeah.
You'll notice that they're in pairs. So there we go. Bear that in mind when you're answering your questions. So question 3: who designed the website for the last Welsh champs?
And number 4: who did the scoring for the last Welsh champs? Oh.
We've got a few more people coming in with their guesses. Yeah. All right. So question 5: who went to the Fleet Villains and Heroes party as a character from the Masters of the Universe? I've got to ask that question very carefully.
Carefully. Very carefully.
Very carefully. Put my teeth back in. Hang on. Okay. Because the next question is very, very similar.
Yeah. So question number 6: Who went to the fleet with a small F? I just noticed.
Yeah. Well,
that's my bad. Who went to the Fleet Villains and Heroes party as a character from the Marvel Universe?
So
now, obviously, we're not telling you the character names because it'll be too darn easy.
Too much of a giveaway. So one was the Masters of the Universe and one was from the Marvel Universe. So subtle difference there. See if you can work it out.
I think Lisa's singing to herself at home right now. Ah, la 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 la. Actually, that's probably the best answer yet. That's the best way to answer it musically.
The first question. 50 so far.
Yeah, it's usually 1 or 2 right at the moment.
Yeah.
They're not
good to
many.
see.
It's good. We try to keep them all Ceroc related, so hopefully you've heard of Miles, maybe.
They have now.
Apparently, that's why I was told to put a picture up of him.
5 days doing press ups.
And the Villains and Heroes party. Yay!
That
That was amazing fun.
Great night.
So if you were there and when we were there, you'll know the answer to this.
Yeah.
Hey,
Right then.
any more?
Okay, so shall we crack on and put them out of their misery? Because I think a lot of them are like too scared to comment right now. But it's okay. It's okay. Right then. So question number 1: Who has slept in Miles' bed? And the answer is.
So this is all related to the Ceroc Weekenders.
Yeah.
So as you probably know, both of us are very involved with Ceroc Weekenders. I'm part of the group which is called the Bulls. Yep. And what happens is about 35 of us go down on a Thursday night and do all the setup. So there's a huge sea container full of kit, from lighting to flooring, 3 tons of flooring, to the air, to the fans, to the water machines, and we have to get those all out. We'll get up early, 8 o'clock on Friday morning, and do that. And Miles is in charge of that operation. And then on Monday night. Well, Monday morning, we all get up at 8 o'clock again, first thing, when you guys are all sleeping after the weekender. And then we often cross people as they come in, we're going out, to then bring it all up again. And we normally have it all packed away back in the container by midday. Well, there's lots of funs and frolics that goes on during that time. And one was, I wasn't feeling very well on the Friday morning. And Miles asked me to get something from his chalet. So I went off to do it. And then kind of forgot about it. And then I could hear some voices. And it turns out that Miles was having a meeting with one of the other crew members. And he heard some moaning from the bedroom. And I'd fallen asleep. So I can actually say I've slept in Miles's bed.
Well, there you go.
Without Miles.
I will hand over to Lindsay.
Yeah.
He's still waiting
I think it was just nice that you clarified that he wasn't in the bed with you.
Yeah.
Not at that point.
No, but which is bizarre. Whereas I have seen him naked.
Oh my word! Oh my word!
3 was turning up late as per normal, usually on a Friday night or Thursday night, and trying to get hold of a key at that time of night was just terrible. It's at a vendor. So we had to knock Miles up. No, that's no. You know what I mean. Anyway, so we knocked on the door and he sort of like comes sleeping. He's wrapped in his duvet and that's it. Whether you wanted to or not, it was going to come off. So,
yeah.
So, great. I'll keep. Thank you very much. I was naked.
Was it a cold night?
Yeah.
I didn't look back. I didn't.
I have so many comments, and
I'm not ready for that.
I'm just holding them all in right now. Because to be fair, it'd be nice to talk to Miles live at some point, which is something we actually plan to do. So I might mention that.
Miles is sitting there going, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
What excuse can I come up with?
Yeah, absolutely. Right, questions 3 and 4. Another little couple together. So going back to last year's Welsh Champs, who designed the website for the last Welsh Champs, and who did the scoring for the Welsh last Champs?
Well, I mean, the Welsh Champs obviously was something that was started oh God, 10 years ago now, 11 years ago. And it's been running with an electronic system for a while for all the scoring.
Yeah.
It went horribly wrong a couple of years ago.
No.
And we had to start writing things down on paper. Hadn't gone wrong until then. So we decided last year that we were going to do it all ourselves, start from scratch, do the scoring on a normal paper-based system. And Andy himself is very much a whiz on designing websites. So Andy designed the website, and I sat in the back room all day plugging numbers into the computer, into the spreadsheet with a system that I designed for scoring, and that's a day that I'll never get back.
Yeah.
But it worked.
Sorry, I've got to respond to this. Basically, no.
He's not scared of anything, that Miles. So what?
No,
shout.
not even with this. Not even with this.
Like the profanity filter when Miles comes on. So
we've had a suggestion, Pete.
I saw it
From Gail.
Yeah, I saw it.
Do you want to stick it up?
Yeah,
Yes.
go on then.
Good idea.
Get Miles and Mark Taylor on together. I know that would be an interesting combination.
Well, I don't trust them. I don't
Okay.
trust them because the pair of them will come on and then they'll be naked because that's what they'll do. I've just got a sneaky feeling they'll come on and then they'll go, oh, there's a problem with the camera, and then buff, and it'll be one of those Austin Power perfect position naked images.
For God's sake, don't give them ideas.
Maybe they'll come on both just wearing a bandana and that's it.
Oh, God.
As long as it's over a strategic area, that's fine.
Strategically placed bandana.
Yeah, it depends where the bandana is. Yeah. Getting me worried now. Get me worried. Quick, Jules, that's the last two questions. Oh.
Okay, last two questions. So, who went to the Fleet Villains and Heroes as a character from the Masters of the Universe, and who went as a character from the Marvel Universe? So there we
I'm
go.
going to jump before Lindsay answers this one. So somebody has got a real fixation of one character, and they've actually got two outfits of this particular character.
And the gold boots.
Gold boots.
And the boots.
Yes. This character is She-Ra.
Woohoo.
I'm
Remember
She-Ra,
She-Ra?
Princess of
She-Ra.
Power. And it was He-Man's sister, if you remember.
I
He-Man.
remember, yeah, I do.
And I've got a couple of her outfits, and she is my alter ego. So
Mine's She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk. I managed to pull the bathroom door off the hinges the other day.
Oh, yes. Yes. But why did you do it, Jules?
It was plastic hinges.
Yeah.
Swinging
Old plastic hinges, but I'm still maintaining it because I'm super strong. Nothing to do with the fact that it was old crappy plastic hinges.
So it's 25 press-ups. That's what it was.
Yeah.
What did you come up with?
Yeah, and I came as the Winter Soldier, which I think people remember. He was from Captain America,
Yeah.
and he was a baddie that became a goodie.
He was.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Films.
Don't
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go look that up because I don't remember that one.
He was a baddie in the first Captain America film.
Okay.
He was Bucky.
That's it.
It's
I think so.
Roger's
Army team.
best mate, Bucky.
They were in the army together, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. I've seen them all. I'm sad.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've seen them all. So there you go. Cool.
Yeah.
Did anyone get them right anyway?
Lisa Benson. I got the first two right. All the rest of them wrong. I am so rubbish at these. Well, there you go.
The dot thing of people getting the odd one right, but that was it. Good. We really vexed them. Yeah.
Jules,
I
was
just
Miles in the
wanted to
shower? Is that why you pulled the door off?
I'd have been putting the door on if that was.
Escaping from them.
So how did you get on with the Ceroc Liberty? Let us know if you scored well, scored badly. We don't mind. At the end of the day, you win nothing. So
They don't matter anyway.
yeah, if nothing else, you get your name up in lights, sort of. I swear that's why Lisa types like, oh, look at this.
Lisa's
Madeline,
got comments
4
up.
out of 6.
Oh, nice. Is that the
Two-thirds
highest
the way
score we've
there.
had? Anybody get higher than 4? If you
Kirsty
get
Longman,
high-
I'm
got
still a
higher than
newbie.
4,
That's
let
my
us
excuse. Oh, brilliant.
To be fair, Kirsty, I think most of us are guessing.
Yeah.
I'll send you a photo of last time we went to that villains and heroes.
Yeah, that'll be.
that'd be cool.
We've probably
Take
got
it
it.
off.
If not, do send it to us, and we can put that up next week. Yeah.
I'm feeling a caption contest photo coming up.
Oh yeah.
I can remember Mark Taylor playing a fantastic set in the
Salt
slower
room. Yeah.
room. Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't seen him for ages. Get his bum back on here. I think it's a good excuse. If we mention his name enough, people will say Mark Taylor was mentioned on the show.
Try and get him on.
Yeah, we'll get him on.
But yeah, guys, send us your photo, and if you're game for it, we might use it as our caption photo at some point.
Cool. I don't think it's that good. Okay.
Right.
Miles has been in Jules' shower.
What was that?
Miles has been in Jules' shower.
Miles has been in my shower.
Yeah, he wishes.
I love that one.
You'd be amazed what we can come up with. Well, thanks guys ever so much for coming on and doing our sort of episodes. Big thumbs up for the 25 push-ups. That was fabulous.
Thank you.
We're seeing you again soon, aren't we? Seeing you on the 20th.
Week Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that just to clarify? That is both of you, is it? I know Lindsay, you are. That you as well, Andy. You with us on the 20th?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fab.
Totally.
Cool.
Yay.
So we have no idea what we're going to. Well, we have a couple of ideas what we might do with you, but it won't be this.
I know
something
what we're
different.
Do with you, in theory.
Well, it just get boring doing the same thing. But yeah, so they're coming back on the live show.
Yep.
Forward to it.
Hopefully with a few others, which we will not announce yet until we know. But seeing as they're on live now and they've said yes, they're definitely going to be coming back. So that's it.
Yes.
You heard it here. So coolio. Right. Anyway, we're going to say goodbye to Andy and Lindsay for now, and we're going to crack on. So bye, guys. Lovely. Thanks for coming on the show. Always a pleasure. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye. Okay, so they're still connected on Skype at the moment. So if they say anything, it will be heard. So we're just taking the wholehearted hope that they'll just keep their gob shut and just disconnect and go away. So no, we love you really, guys. Right. Okay. So, okay. Now, before we go into the next, the last bit, we're going to do a little. Actually, we were talking about the Saturday night. So
yes,
let's go to Saturday night.
Okay, so little reminder, on the 20th of June, we're having a Saturday night summer solstice party. So there'll be all sorts of things going on that night. So it's solstice themed. So if you like your dressing up, anything along those kind of lines would be good. We've got a whole host of guests coming on. Several of them are already confirmed. I think we've got about 8 or 9 guests already confirmed. Several more that are maybes and that are just checking. But we'll let you know closer to the time who we've definitely got coming on and what we're going to do with them. We've got some plans. We're up to some mischief. So everything that night is going to be live. So we will be absolutely flying by the seat of our pants that night. So we're going to have 2 live classes. We're going to have all sorts of different games with various guests on as well. We're going to have an interview. Pete and I are going to be interviewed, which I'm terrified by. So the shoe is on the other foot for that night. And the reason that we're doing all this, we've been running the Thursday nights for the last 3 months, I think we worked it out as. And we want to keep doing so for as long as we have to before we can get back onto the dance floor. But we have been racking up a few expenses. So we thought if we put a Saturday night special on, do it as a fundraiser, try and raise a little bit of money in the kitty to then be able to keep us going, because we want to be able to keep the Thursday nights free for everybody. If you can't afford it, it's not a problem. Everybody can come and join and join in the party and watch the live for free. But if you can afford to throw us a few pennies, that would be very, very much appreciated.
Yes.
I think the link's going across the bottom of the page, isn't it? There we go. The GoFundMe link.
That's right. That's right. Page. Now, I'm just trying to see if I can. Oh, it's pinned. Awesome. It's there. Right. Okay. So, for those astute of you following the show right now, you will have seen throughout the show, Kev bless him pinned a comment in the comments regarding the GoFundMe, which is great. Thank you so much. I've just replaced it. Okay, now I've replaced it with a link, and you're probably wondering, what's the link? Well, we're going to try some new tech tonight. Yes, we are. Again. Okay. So, as we were saying earlier on, the caption competition's coming up. So, let's show you where we are with the caption competition, and then we'll we'll explain of how theoretically it's going to work. Okay, so this is your. Oh, I've got Jules in a.
You have. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Let me swap that to me. It'd be easier, won't it, to explain this bit.
Do that.
So we'll do me, and we'll lose you, and we'll go back to me. Right, that makes it easier now, because that makes sense now. So, this is your caption competition picture of the week. Now, what we've done is we've picked 3 potential really good suggestions to win, but we want you to pick the actual winner. So if you click on that link in the comments, it will open up a second tab very briefly to a polling page. Okay, and you can select 3 answers, 3 names, and these are the ones to choose from. So you've got Jules sat in the thing again. I'm going to swap that to me. Actually, we'll leave Jules there. It doesn't matter. I should.
Can you take the background off?
Yeah, I will do, won't I? Yeah, hold on. Minus. Back to me. Yeah, it was working fine earlier. Then I had Jules. So these are your 3 options. Okay. So you've got Gina Morrish. He'll be laughing the other side of his face when I tell him I'm expecting. Maria Stanford. He had a semi on, but no one could tell. This tickled him. Actually, Jules didn't want to read that particular one out, so that's why he doesn't mind me doing it.
I just knew you picked it because you wanted me to read it.
Kirsty Longman. Why is nobody singing with me? So there you go. So if you have seen the link, go vote, come back. Go vote, come back. It's that simple. Now,
you need to remember the name of the person who wrote the comment that you like, because that's what you click on when you go through.
And
so
I've
pick
tried
the one that you like, remember the name, and then click the link.
Or the colour. I've tried to keep it in colour code as well. I think about these things.
I didn't realise that. Colour or name.
Yeah. Now, where's my results page? So, I'm going to try to see if we've got any results coming in. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Right, I'm just going to swap it over. Blooming that technology's working. Right, hold on.
My green screen.
Yeah, I'm going to add me. I'm going to remove you. And I'm going to come back to me. Look at that. Look at that. Technology is working. These are live votes that are coming in from you guys. Okay?
Love it.
So
love it.
These are your entries. Gina, Maria, and Kirsty.
Keep voting.
Anybody gets a chance to vote.
For another few minutes.
That wants to vote. Oh, I'm so happy this is working.
You can only vote once, by the way. So even if you try and cheat and vote more than once, it ain't going to work.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm just gonna make me a square because I'm overlapping the thing there. So I'm just gonna move me around a little bit. There you go. That's a bit better. So there are your 3 choices. Now, while you're still voting, I'm going to switch to the new current competition. So this is next week's. I'm doing it all, Jules. I'm doing it all. Just easier.
That's all right. I'll go get coffee.
Yeah, you go get coffee. I'm just going to move me out the way. There you go. So this is next week's caption competition. Again, who the hell is that lot? Do you know what?
Suspicious looking postman at the
back.
Do you know
what? I genuinely, until this moment in time, I just got sent the picture from Jules and I went, yeah, we'll use that. And I did this, did that, put it up. And I'm sat here now, I kid you not, and I'm looking at thinking, that's me.
I stitched you up again.
Absolutely mental. Yeah. Oh, damn. Another one of me. How are we doing? So there's your entries. I think they're all belters. And let's have a quick look at the results. We've got... in the league, well, it looks like Gina's running away with it.
I think so.
Yeah, I thought Maria Semi would take it, but it looks like Gina is definitely running away with this at the moment. So it's looking pretty good. Hopefully everyone's had a vote, but it looks like our winner is going to be Gina. So. The current competition is showing that I love this. So it looks like our winner is
Ethan.
Gina.
Hey,
He'll be
there we
laughing
go. Well
on
done,
the
Gina.
other side of his face when I tell him expecting. So well done, Gina. Absolutely ran away with that. I'm thrilled to bits more that the technology worked. Much to the joy of my compadres, who weren't so sure. So just a reminder, this is next week's caption competition. We shall put them up. Dave's up there already. Do you know what, Dave? That's exactly what I was thinking. I'll just move me out the way so you can see it. The village people had let themselves go. Yes, I was there with you on that one, Dave. I was there with that one, Dave. So, yeah, cool. Right, so...
you have to put it on the page, Dave, otherwise it'll get lost and it won't get counted. So again, once
gracious defeat there from Kirsty. you at least you made it to the top 3, Kirsty. That's the way to look at it. So
we
think
had,
on.
We had about 1 million entries from Maria.
Yeah.
Maria is so prolific when it comes to the captions.
Yeah. Maria doesn't hold back when it comes to the caption competition.
Absolutely, I'm loving it.
So by all means, have a crack on. We'll again after the show we'll post up the thingamybobs, the pictures and stuff and the links and all that gubbins. Right now. I'll let you chat to him for a minute about anything you like. Do you? Well, I just try some. I need to do something.
What are you up to? You look like you're up to mischief.
I am up to mischief. I'm just sorting out something for after
next week's caption. Oh yes, you have. Sorry. Clearly, a pint of caffeine is not enough to keep me awake.
Yeah.
So we're pretty nearly at the end of the show now, aren't we?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're getting to that time. So don't forget there is a Zoom session, so come and join us afterwards for the after party.
That's what I'm doing now, posting the link.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew I've got to do something.
You knew you got to. I thought Kevin was going to do that. He usually does that.
No, I know, but we had a plan.
You had a plan. It's always worrying. Pete comes to me during the week several times. It's like, I've got this new idea, and I'm like, oh no, here we go. And it usually involves hours of testing. Of various different button pressing. There's hours and hours and hours of testing. So now I'm slightly concerned that he's got an idea and he hasn't tested it.
It's fine.
It's fine. And when
fine.
Pete says it's fine, it's almost a guarantee. Andrew Wrights just said, do you need something stronger to drink? Yes, I think I do. I think I need some vodka in my Coke. Right. What are you funny farting around with, Pete?
I am now posting the Zoom link in the feed, okay, just so you know, so it's there, and then Kev can share it, etc., because Kev can go in and start the Zoom, because when we finish, I've got a few things to do.
So do come and join us. We have a little bit of a chat, and then Pete plays some tunes, and then we have a bit more of a chat and some karaoke, which is quite terrifying. So it'd be lovely if some of you want to come and join us. It doesn't matter if you've never joined us before. Come and see us. We like to see your faces. You've been watching our faces for the last hour and 3/4. So it's time to reciprocate. Let us see your lovely faces for a change.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks ever so much to everybody who came on the show tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. We shall see you in the after show party. Don't forget the flash mob. Get on and do the flash mob. I'm sure Isabel would love you if you did that. Oh, excuse me, more tea, Vicar. More beer, definitely more beer. We shall come and join us in the after show party for a little chat and what have you. That's up and running now, so if you want to go there straight after this, the link is there. I've just seen it in front of me. That'll be cool. Look, Lindsay and Andy, they'll be over there for a natter.
Yay!
That's cool. Gail, you're very welcome. Thank you so much. 2 weeks in a row, I've remembered credits.
Woohoo!
I have remembered.
You know what?
credits.
You're getting better at this, Pete.
Yeah, slowly but surely. And next week, by the way, everybody, is it's a big. Actually, yeah, next week is our 10th show.
It is our 10th show
in a week.
It's 12th Ceroc plus one, but it's the or is it 13th? I've lost count now.
Absolutely.
I think it's the 13th one, but it's the 10th one that Pete and I have done.
Yes, Absolutely. Now I've just let Kev into the room, and I've made him the host. So Kev's now in charge of everything that goes on in the Zoom room until I get there. So you should be fine. Thank you, April. Night, my darling. Thank you for coming to the show. Steve Whitefoot, you're very welcome. Kirsty Longman, hey, lovely to see you there. Yes, Kev Cook's there and he's the host. That's lovely, fabulous. Right, so I can leave that alone now. So it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
We'll see you all next week, or maybe sooner, in the Zoom.